What's poppin'? It's Kairos. You're entering Kairos realm. In this present moment in time, we will be bopping into Sagittarius and these zodiacal basics. Now, to finish up these flame signs, I said flame signs, these fire signs themselves, you got Sagittarius, which is like the enactment of the flame. Sagittarius is like this. You know what I'm saying? You got certain parts of, Aries is like that whole actual little friction part. All of that little. That's like what Aries is like the original like little torch. Um, Leo is like all of this. Leo is like the actual lighter itself, having that as like a possession. While Sagittarius is like the actual flame. So Sagittarius, the energy in which that is carrying, oftentimes is initiating life. You know, like the way you relate to a Sagittarius and their vibrations, it always is carrying some type of life forward. With it being a mutable sign, that mutable fire is always knowing how to burn in some type of way. It's always knowing how to take a material, like you got something going on, right? You got an experience, and it's knowing how to make something out that experience that is enjoyable to its likeness. So Sagittarius know how to make something out of the situation at hand. Even though they may do it in different ways, you know what I'm saying? They're always making something out of the situation. They know how to always grasp something at hand. That's the Sagittarius energy itself. Now, uh, just speaking of some of the other parameters of Sagittarius, you got his planet, the house and whatnot it come from. Now, it's the 11th. No, not the 11th, my bad. That's just like that in my chart. It's the ninth house. And the planet that's ruling over Sagittarius, or that's just ruling Sagittarius, is Jupiter. So this is the planet of expansion, which is saying Sagittarius as a substance of energy, it's always going to expand you in some way, shape, or form. When you relate to that Sagittarian type of energy or that field of life in your natal chart itself, it's going to expand who you are. Now, my Sagittarian field of energy is in my 11th house. That's in the place of like friends, because my Venus is there as well. The 11th house is your associations with the Aquarius type of vibes. So my Sagittarian energy is related to my friends, related to my experiences and my travels that I have in relations to meeting new personas. As I relate to these beings and resonate to who they are, I have a more expansive view of life itself. Every time I come apart with one of these experiences, I'm expanding the parameters of my existence. I'm finding some new shit, and I'm experiencing some new shit for the first time in my own way and likeness, granting my own wisdom from it. And that's what the Sagittarian energy is giving to you. With its ruling planet being Jupiter, it's always going to be some expansion. Like you got a leader. It's always like that leaderish type of energy. Like this is the energy that's bringing you forth. You know what I'm saying? That's showing you how to move and get through a new pathway of life. So Jupiter plays out that leader type of energy in your chart. That's why Sagittarian type of beings, they always play about in a leaderish type of position with just themselves and who they are. That's the presence that they kind of embody in different likenesses. It's always the leader, even though it may be leading in different things. You know, it may be leading and shit following. You know what I'm saying? Some Sagittarius, they be the first people that they may be around a whole lot of beings that are individuals. They be the first people to be like, it's okay to follow or walk somebody else's path rather than always walking your own way of life. They will show you how to be mutable, how to resonate and relate to others, that it's more than life than just yourself or what you are used to. They know how to go in different habitats. They can survive in one habitat and then go to another. There are them type of beings. That's why they be like freaks of nature. They be like supernatural and just like the flare and fire of how they can survive. You know what I'm saying? Because they can go in one habit. That's different than like just being able to like, you know what I'm saying, be hard body and be strong in the sense of yourself. I'm talking about a whole different habitat. These Sagittarian type of beings, they can go from any habitat and still survive and prosper. That's like a Sagittarian gift. And all these different habitats, you still yourself. It still got some type of presence of who you is there within that environment as well. So it'd be like once you master that type of energy, you can be, you can be expansive no matter where you go. But it's just getting up on that plane of life, first. And that's like, moving as God, moving with your wisdom, coming from that nice space. That's how Sagittarian type of beings are, and it's a different likeness all throughout the charts. But, like my Sagittarius energy that I got in my chart, the way I look at Sagittarius, that's the shit I love. That's the energy that like I love. If I'm talking about stuff I love, it's in the Sagittarian field of life. To where it's like all of that traveling and being expansive with your wisdom. It's like taking your home and then going into different environments. It's like you putting a swirl on that four energy. If you was looking, this some esoteric type of shit on just how symbols move and are created and whatnot. It's almost like like the energy of home and movement. So it's like you taking like that process of being comfortable with just living and being alive with the experience of existence, with just, being able to be stable while going through these cycles. You take that and you put that in other places. So it's like a sense of confidence that you carry with you wherever you go. And it's different ways to have, it's like different senses of confidences. How some people, like, they can go anywhere and be outfish. Some people go everywhere and they be funny. You know what I'm saying? Some people go everywhere and they be empathetic. Some people go, it's like that sense of self that you can take wherever. That's what you learning through the Sagittarian field of life. And that's something that I like because I like to write books and stuff. And like learning about them senses, we like learning about personas that travel through all different walks of life itself. When you learn about Sagittarian type of beings or that aspect of people that lie within them, I call it God. But you know what I'm saying? There's different ways and whatnot of looking at that shit. But that's how I relate to the energy, and that's how I fuck with Sagittarians themselves. So, Kairos, and that's it.